But this was probably 10 years ago. I was in between jobs. I'm a tattoo artist by trade. And I got hooked up with this job to do tattoos at a swingers club. And at the time, I didn't have shit going on. I wasn't hooked up with any woman. And I'll throw myself into the most fucked up situation. And I was like, this is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna show up and from when I was a kid, there was like simulated wood grain paneling and, just a shitty old All in the Family couch, and I think there was like a Boy's Life magazine on the table, and it smelled like a church basement garage sale in there. It was just like old books. But the dude who runs the place, I meet him, and he's a really nice guy. Well, of course he'd be nice. He lets other people fuck his wife, so of course he's gotta be pretty awesome. So I set up all my stuff, and I'm doing all of them a little secret logo for their society of humping, and I'm just like, how does this shit start? Just like these people come in, and just fucking pull their clothes off, and be like, your wife, you're gonna fuck me, and my wife will go fuck you, and we're gonna fuck all night. And it really wasn't like that. They started filtering in, and it was really old people. I'm talking not really old, but I'd say 60 years old, give or take 10 years front and back of that, And I'm just like, maybe tonight's the euchre night? I don't know, So I'm setting up all my stuff, and I look around, and everybody's just like, how are the kids going, Bob? How are the kids doing, Bob? And, just regular stupid banter, and the answer is always like, just working in pain bills and doing that shit. And then I turn around and do some more setup, and I turn around again, and now there's some old titties showing up. And I'm like, all right, I guess this is happening, this fucking gross thing. And turn around again, and now there's dicks being sucked. Like old, gross balls and dicks just being sucked. Nobody gives a shit, So I just put my head down and I go. And it comes time where I need a break. And I take a break, and this woman thing comes up. And gross. She looked like Pumpkinhead, and she had just teeth coming out of the front, like a racehorse, and none of the chewing ones, they weren't there, just missing, and she's like, you want a whipped cream blowjob? And I'm like, no, I'm okay, but she cuts me off. She's like, honey, can I give the tattoo man a whipped cream blowjob? I'm just like, don't put words in my mouth in regards to putting my dick inside of your mouth. That's not cool. But I look over, and her husband is, I swear to God, he looked like a Norman Rockwell painting of Santa Claus, but just wearing black socks. He looked really comforting and nice, And then I look down, and I'm just blown away. This guy wins 2 awards in my mind for having the oldest dick and the biggest dick I've ever fucking seen with my own eyes in person. It was just this loaf. This is just like a fucking sea lion hanging out on the edge of the pool waiting to get fed. And it wasn't normal. He had shackled the base of it with some brass pipe fitting, and the head, and around his really big designer purse ball sack. And it was just engorged and inflamed and fucking pissed off as shit. And I'm just like, God damn, if my dick had to fight another dick in the Thunderdome in order to escape, that's the dick that you'd have to fight. And my dick is not gonna be saving the little orphan dicks in the desert after. It's just not happening, it was just awesome, and just, I'll never forget that old man's big, beautiful dick. But yeah, and they give you a tour of the place, and they actually have different rooms set up for, there's a little gynecologist room, and there was a dungeon, and there was this one room. It was just mattresses on the whole floor, just the mattresses on the floor, on like concrete floors, and just whatever's under there is a fucking nightmare. You know, that the film between that mattress and that floor is just riddled with old fucking. And I'm walking around, and at this point, all these people are fucking. They are fucking. They are straight up. I'm gonna say fucking again right now. Fucking. And it's just, it was a weird menagerie. Like, you ever see the movie The Thing, where everything just melts together into one morphing, undulating substance? That's what this was. It was like they were all becoming this one weird unit of pink slime. Let me add a moment of suspense, because I'm told that a lot. That's delicious. God damn it. So yeah, they all come, I guess, and they're all just hanging out, exhausted, rosy-cheeked, and everything. And I walk by. There's a hot tub, and the same chick, the fucking pumpkin head lady, she's like, "Why don't you come on and get in the hot tub?" I'm just like, I've swam downstream in a river from a dead fucking deer. I am not gonna get into the fucking water with you. And she's like, "Come on in, the water's fine." It's like, but you're in it. Your gross butthole and pussy is in there now making some weird soup that, I don't care what country you're from, you're not gonna get in the motherfucking thing. And that's when I tattooed at a swingers convention. Oh boy. Well, I could cut it off there. You guys want to go home, or you want me to? Okay, I just thought of this last night. My brother came over and he was all like, "My friends are gonna hate me because of my comedy." And then we jacked. You already do. Right, but we jacked each other off because we're brothers, and he felt better. I know. So I was like, if my mom shows up, she's awesome, but she's also a dick. She'll just straight up call you out like, "Remember when you were jacking off when you were 12 years old in front of your grandma or something?" Like, she's like X-rated Roseanne. And I wanted to talk about her pussy, like really bad. And I was hoping, will you be my mom just for like 5 minutes? Yeah, can I just pretend you're my mom? Like, there it is, right there. That's the pussy that I came out of. I remember floating like in weightless gravity, and then all of a sudden there was a flush, and I was stuck. I was just stuck. And then all of a sudden I just started sliding through that tube, and I remember my bottom lip caught on the wall of my mom's vagina, and just drug across the wall. I started to cry and I stuck my tongue out. And the salty brine of my birth was the first taste I ever had, Mom. And then you pushed so hard, you worked so hard, and you finally pushed me out, and my head was free, and I could smell that you shit on the bed. But I was still stuck. I wasn't totally free. And I remember I had to pee so bad. And when you're a baby, you just get a boner when you have to pee. And I remember getting that boner right up next to the inside of your vaginal canal. And I started urinating. And then I was pulled free and I peed all over your shit. And the blood of my birth. And it wasn't over because my knotted umbilical cord glided over your clitoris, only to be followed by a large sack of blood that finally released. And how could you top that? Really, like, I think after you have a kid, a dick is just out of the question. Like, you would have to make like a Gatling gun of dicks. Like, you'd have to have like 8 guys like scissoring in a circle to make a fire bundle of dicks in order to accommodate the fecundity and girth of a big baby. Look at me, dude. I was big. I was big as a motherfucker. And you're just not going to top that. And Mom, I love you so much. I love you, Mom. Thanks, everybody. I'm Chris. Thanks for coming out, hanging out to the wee hours. A good time. All that shit. Let's do it again.